Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
And here we are, back again in the saddle. It's Tuesday, of course. And you know what that means? It's Transformational Tip Tuesday. And Jackie is in the house. I'm delighted you're here, Jackie. Thank you so much for showing up and using the hashtag HotMelt30. HotMelt30 is almost over. How'd you do? How did you do? Hello, Shauna. Hello, Sarah. There's my girl, Suzanne, as well. Glad to have you here. Look at you. Suzanne is just dropping the Hot Melt 30 tag because she knows what's up. So much fun. And rainy day right here in Brevard, North Carolina, but I'm not going to complain. You know, that rain has seriously is good. It's good stuff for the garden, especially where the dog poops. Can I just say that? Can I just say that? Yeah, you get in there and you get to cleaning, and then all of a sudden the rain comes, and I'm thinking, I'm not touching it now. It's Mother Nature's going to do that business. There's Debbie, Jocelyn, and Lizzie. I'm delighted that you're here as well. Thanks so much for showing up. So, did you see Kimberly? Kimberly in our Hot Milk Sprint group. Did you see her good news? No more pre-diabetic, and her thyroid is even on point. Did you see that? It makes me so excited about things like that. Hey there, Martha, Kathy, and Jerry. Jerry, who completed her first 5K. So delighted. We were celebrating you yesterday, Jerry. I'm glad you're here today. Juanita's here. So's Noreen. And so what happened was, I got so excited about this because, first of all, Kimberly, and I go way back, she was our homecoming queen. I was a junior, she was a senior. I always have to point that out. Sorry, Kimberly. We call her Kim, though. Hi, Lucy, Jane, Debbie's here. Amber, of course, is here, and so is Jenny. And by the way, sidebar, did you see Amber's show notes yesterday? She's highlighting in blue the stuff that came right out of my journal because I'm sharing my journal notes today, this whole week. So it's going to be kind of all over the place, but it's 2x4. It's Cosmic 2x4 week. That's essentially what it is. So I'm delighted about that, and I'm really delighted that Amber's doing that. And boy, she had nothing to work with yesterday and put together some terrific show notes. If you don't get the show notes, all you have to do is go to savingdinner.com. We'll pop up and say, get the notes, get the newsletter, and you're in it, right? Yay. Debbie got her full bloom ticket. Yay! We'll talk about that in half a second. But anyway, I just wanted to mention this whole thing about Kim. She's having some magnificent results doing what? The Hot Melt Sprint. It starts on Monday again. We start again, July 5th. Yesterday, we did the Hot Melt Sprint webinar. Did you see it? If you didn't, I got to preaching. You got to get there. You got to go read it because I had a note card jump out in front of me. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing, read that again. This is looking at me as I'm working out. And it just hit me really hard like, you know what? This is an opportunity for change. That's what this webinar is about. An opportunity to completely change everything in your life. Go see it. It's free. The sprint is free. Everything about it, and it's freedom for you. If you are caught in a cycle of inflammation, addictive eating, and you're just not loving your life right now. savingdinner.com/sprint. It's there. It's for you. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Good to see you. There it is. My hair's cute today. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Who else is here? There's my girl, Doris. Yes, Amber is thebomb.com. Are you kidding? She can read my gibberish and turn it into something. That's pretty amazing. Hi, Jane. I'm glad you're here as well. So anyway, that's what I have to say to that. And yesterday I forgot to share with you, and I said I'm going to do it twice today. I told Jenny that. So there's one. There's two. Here it is. Pearls don't lie on the seashore. If you want one, you got to dive for it. And you know what this is just telling you? The honest to God truth, regardless of what marketing is telling you out there. It's not So easy. You can do it in your sleep. You don't get abs in your sleep, by the way. You don't. You know what you get? You know what you get? You get work to do. I just dropped my thing. It's on the floor. You get work to do. You got to go for what it is that you want. Doesn't that make all the sense in the world? This is everything. It is everything. Catherine said, I look fabulous. Thank you. This is my Big Lots t-shirt that I saw. It says, believe in yourself. That's what it says. But anyway, I saw it and I said, oh, that's going to be too small. It's not, because remember I told you I stopped weighing and I'm just allowing whatever happening to happen. The consistency of working out, the consistency of the right food, listening to my body, all of that. And it's just the freedom I can't tell you. It's been unbelievable. And when I'm putting clothes on and they're all baggy, it's crazy. Exactly. Your abs come from the kitchen. That's why the sprint is so effective. And your abs come from a little bit of a workout too. Have you seen our supplement of the week? And by the way, you guys are buying us out again. And it's a real good one. It's a buy one, get one. I love doing my little show thing. It's Leptifix, y'all. Leptifix. Now, I shared yesterday, an off-label kind of a thing that I'm doing, and that is the serving size is 1 capsule. And you know what I said? Because I was kind of having some craving issues and kind of having some, I just wanted my appetite to be a little bit better in check. I doubled up and it changed everything. It really changed everything. This in combination with Crave Crusher is amazing. But Leptifix is taken on an empty stomach. I've been doubling up. And since we're giving you buy one, get one, you can try that yourself. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to keep you up at night. It just helps to fix our broken leptin. It is an absolute needle mover because this is the thing nobody tells you about. As you start to drop the pounds, your leptin breaks because it lives in your fat. And when it breaks, guess what happens? All of a sudden you start getting hungry, you start getting crazy, you start getting all of that. And forget about that. That's nuts. Let's fix it. Leptifix. Yay! For the win. Buy one, get one. Screaming deal. savingdinner.com/show. That's where you're going to find it. Okay? Deal? You with me on that one? Hi, Margot. I'm so glad you're here. And Kathy McGuire is hitting the Hot Melt 30 hard as well. I'm so proud of her. We have a section that we're calling our success tools, and that is where we hide, I shouldn't say that, our Take Back Your Life journal. This is going to teach you how to take a year's worth of goals and to compress it into 12 weeks. At least hit it. At least not, maybe you don't get all of it all the way, but boy, oh boy, you'll be on top of it because you won't forget about it. And it's a whole way of doing it with affirmations and shrinking everything down to just 3 goals. Makes all the difference. All the difference. It's a life changer. And you'll find that at savingdinner.com/tools. You'll also find our mindful mug, which supplies are limited. They're almost gone. And dishwasher not friendly at all. And you'll also find our quote deck. And you can take one of these 2 cosmic 2x4s, put it out there on a little stand and let it do its work. Right now, Lisa Nichols is working on my brain. She says, whenever your clarity meets your conviction and you apply action to the equation, your world begins to transform before your eyes. You know what? There's just not enough goodness like this around. I need to hear it. I need to see it. I need to write it. I need to repeat it. And let's go again and go again. And that's what we do when we set up a successful environment. That's what this is all about. There's a whole bunch of stuff behind it that's telling you why you need to be doing this. Okay? Autumn's in the house and Angie too. How exciting. And Lincoln's here. He's here. He wants attention. Oh, Lincoln, it's not going to happen. Did you hear that? That wasn't me. That was him. He's snorting. Very cute. Very cute. Okay. I know you're a good boy. Price is going up for Full Bloom. I want to repeat that. The price is going up for Full Bloom on July 1st. Don't have your ticket? Don't miss out, okay? Why pay full pop? You don't have to. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom. This includes virtual tickets, by the way. This includes, as well, butts and seats. We have limited amounts. That's just how it works with this kind of a thing, right? Marguerite says she's so glad that that Lincoln is here. I am too. He's a sweetheart. So anyway, I just want you to know about this. I want you to get your ticket, and I want you to see what it's all about. savingdinner.com/bloom for all the juicy tidbits. For every single juicy tidbit, it all checks the box. The new Full Bloom boutique will be open in this week, I believe, right? Amber, Jenny, you know what? They're at work on it right now. We're putting in the last nails. Wait till you see what we have too. Holy cow, Batman. Holy cow. You will be mooing. I'm serious. It's so amazing. All right. So do that. Get your Full Bloom thing handled, please. You'll hear about the boutique. We'll tell you all about everything. We're going to give you all the things to do because you're not going to want to miss one bit of it. Because everybody's asking, well, what are you going to wear on Saturday for the whole event? Everybody's going to be decked in their gear. We're going to be full bloomed. So you'll get an opportunity to do that. Yes, you'll be getting swag bags. You who are here are going to get your swag bags given to you, you know, and the other ones, of course, we will send. Noreen said she can't wait for the boutique. I mean, my favorite hoodie of all times came from our Full Bloom boutique from last time. The most comfy, wonderful thing. It's so glad. Trisha, I didn't snort. That wasn't me. That was my dog. All right. The other thing is Judy sent in a question that had multiple questions that she was asking. And I went, this is going to be really, really good questions for Friday. So you're not going to wait. You're not going to want to miss Friday's Q&A, right? Her questions are fabulous, fabulous. Go to savingdinner.com, send your questions in if you want to get in on the action to support@savingdinner.com and question for Leanne on Friday. But she's asked me all kinds of stuff. I'm like, whoa, good questions. So I'm looking forward to that. If you want to be in on that action, get them in by Thursday, okay? Pinkies up on that. Let's do that. And then make your reservations, of course, for the gala. Now, Jenny told me this. Yeah, my 3X hoodie. But I mean, I'm telling you, I don't think it is a 3X. I think it's only an extra large. But you can put, I could put Lincoln in there when he was younger. Not now. He's 47 pounds, you guys. This dog is just a monster. But the reservations that I'm talking about is for Crowdcast. Here's what happens, right? We have 4 galas, 4. It's happening on the 13th and the 14th, regularly at 1 o'clock, and then in the evening at 7 p.m., where we're moving to Crowdcast for. So just because you made a reservation for Tuesday doesn't mean you have your reservation for Wednesday. You got to make them, Lincoln snorty. You got to make them for each night because Crowdcast doesn't care if you want to come to both nights. They need to know. You have to tell them. Crowdcast isn't smart like we are. Remember that? Okay. I told you all the goodies. Now, are you ready for all this stuff? Guys, I'm telling you, I'm sharing my whole life with you. These are my needle movers. These are my cosmic 2x4s that have happened from listening to podcasts, from reading, from my own contemplation, from meditation notes, and all of this. And this particular one is from 2018. This is my 2018 book. It says affirmations on it, but then I changed it because I was like, dumb. I'm going to put my affirmations in with my journaling stuff. There you go. You want to drop weight like Lincoln Kane said, right? I get that. We all do, don't we? Oh, and by the way, Sarah, this is for you and anybody else who is anybody like hot curlers here? I'm a hot curler fan. I'm telling you because, Sarah's all about the hair stuff. She got the Revlon hair thingy, the hair dryer, which is fabulous. But I also use these little hot curlers. Gosh, I don't know the name of it. That's my mistake. I'll find it and let you know what it is. But they're blue and they're hot curlers and they have little clips that go on them. Well, did you know you can work out with hot curlers in your hair? I'm just saying, if you're ever looking for a piggyback habit, that's one. That works out really well. Okay, that's what I have for you. Okay, there you go. I've given you all the download of what's going on here in this neck of the woods. But I wrote this out in 2018. Hey, said she wants all the things. I will tell you what they are. They're blue curlers. They have blue with a clear top, and that always breaks when you're traveling with it. And they've got gray clippies to it. I know somebody's going to find them. I bought them on Amazon, of course. That's the only way to go. Hi, Debbie Wells Duff from California. I'm so glad you're here. Glad you joined us. So I'm going to share with you some stuff that I have. I've got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of how to attain new beliefs. And I'm looking at this and I want to hit my head on the desk really hard because I don't know where all this came from. I know this is not I just woke up and had all this brilliance. I know that's not the truth. But it could have been from David Baer. It could have been from, who else do I have here? Brenda Bouchard. It could be a combination of everything. But in 2018, I was really struggling in my business. I was struggling living in Boulder, Colorado, because I never felt good there because of the altitude. And figured out by looking at my genes and looking at my DNA report, if you will, whatever, those things are from 23andMe, that I don't do well with high altitudes. And so when I go skiing, I'm having a little can of oxygen and everything, living in that constantly though, just going up a flight of stairs would take my breath away. When I would go to the gym, I'd run on the treadmill and I couldn't. After 30 seconds, I felt like I was going to pass out. So it's just the way I'm built. It's nothing against Boulder. Beautiful. I love Colorado. I loved it. But I didn't also like how much it dried me out and made my skin not so great. There was a whole bunch of stuff that just didn't jive with me personally, the way I was. And 2018 was kind of like everything was landing at one time. And I was thinking, I got to figure all this stuff out here because I don't feel good most of the time. I mean, I just don't feel my normal energetic self. My skin feels like it's just parchment. I feel like I'm scared about my business. What's going on here? Things are changing. Things are shifting. People aren't buying many plants like they used to, thanks to Pinterest. And I had to shift. I had to think new thoughts because the way I was doing it wasn't working. What I was doing and the way I was working, the harder I worked, it didn't matter. It still wasn't working. And I was grieved. I was upset. I was talking to Mark all the time and saying, I just don't know, what's next. So I wrote this in September of 2018. And it was about this whole idea of I can be in this place, a beautiful state. This is from David Baer, a beautiful state of being, or I can be in a suffering state. It's up to me to choose which state I wanted. So a beautiful state has hope, gratitude, joy, compassion, peace, calm, courageousness. We talked about that yesterday. Confidence, excitement, optimism, celebration, curiosity. Curiosity. What if? We ask those questions a lot, don't we? And you know what the thing is all about this? You know what all of those things encompass? Connection. Interestingly, connection. And then the suffering state. Well, what do we get with that? You ready? Here it comes. Stress, anxiety, overwhelm, disappointment, boredom, anger, living in the past. Hello? Impatience, jealousy, worry, sadness, rage, irritation. And guess what? All connected to disconnect. Interesting. And these are choices and decisions that we make. Are we going to live in a suffering state or are we going to live in a beautiful state? We can shift it when our mind changes. And so what do we need to do to get that though? That was the big thing. And I don't know if this is David's stuff or like I said, I don't know where this came. The beautiful state, suffering state definitely came from David Baer. And one of his, he has a podcast, I think. He's got a few things out there. You can check him out, Bayer. And it's mostly for entrepreneurs and all of that. And just how he shifted everything, how he changed everything up and created this different, crazy notion of what's what. He changed the whole dynamic of what he wanted in his business. And he made a decision not to suffer anymore. He didn't have to allow stress to take over. He didn't have to allow anxiety and overwhelm and disappointment and all that. He didn't have to have that be his focus. And he instead just said, okay, part of the human equation, right? We have to acknowledge that that's part of the human equation, but do we have to live in it? And that's the big difference. That's the huge shift. That's the dynamic right there. And his whole thing is, no, I choose a beautiful state. I'm choosing and making a decision for this to be the way I'm going to conduct myself. So this probably came from him. I'm just mentioning it because I do like to give credit to where credit's due. So how do we attain new beliefs? Well, the first phase is that we have to eliminate a bunch of stuff. So what does that mean? We have to clarify what we want in every single area of our lives. Every area. We have different areas of our lives. And we get this though, and this is the thing that hit me so hard when we started the whole thing back in 2019 with the carousel of crazy, getting rid of the diet culture and all of that, is we can't divorce ourselves from the rest of our lives in pursuit of one thing, which so many women have done and get sucked into the diet culture by just concentrating on what size jeans you're going to have or getting bikini ready bodies or all of that garbage that you see that's out there, in the world. And honestly, the other thing is that defies, by the way, side note, science, by the way, because our body's more interested. Our body is absolutely 100% going to go first for healing and correction. That's what we talked about in the hot milk sprint yesterday. Healing and correction, number one. The weight loss comes later. And sometimes, and a lot of you have experienced this just like I have, it comes in a whoosh. And meaning that we just don't pay attention to the scale as much anymore. And we just do what we know we need to do in order to feel the vibrancy that we want in our lives. We're fueling a life after all. Every time we put a fork in our mouths, we're making a decision with our forks, aren't we? Aren't we? So we have some friends coming for out of town, and Jen and Dean, and they want to know, are you doing a show on Friday? Because if so, I can do an interpretive dance while you do your show in the background. So whoever wants to see Dean do an interpretive dance, I'll see if I can arrange it. All right? Just saying. Anyway, so what we have to do is we have to clarify what we want in every area of our lives, but we also don't divorce ourselves in pursuit of the one area, okay? We also have to identify, where is the resistance? Where are those limiting beliefs? What's holding me back from the very thing that I want? What do I believe about myself? We all have a limiting belief, and sometimes it takes somebody else to say, hey, this is holding you back. This is the thing that isn't true anymore. I shared with you my abandonment issues from when I was 4 years old. Well, those abandonment issues I don't need to take into my 63-year-old life, because it no longer exists. It's no longer pertinent to who I am. I don't have to allow that belief to shape me and my relationship because it's an old belief that's time for it to go away. I understand it. I know what it's all about. I see how it shaped a lot of my history, especially with men. I see how it had its hurt, and I skirted all around it and avoided it. But now, as I evaluate this with my grown-up, panties on, I can say, okay, that is no longer pertinent. I don't need to take that with me, do I? So when we do this, that gives us a chance, and the ability to recreate the vision and to manage and to reach the potential of who we are by kind of sifting through all of this. You can stay, and you've got to go, right? This is not working for me anymore. June wants to see Dean's interpretive dance. Game on. Same with Debbie. All right. So the other thing that we need to do is we need to learn the tools of how to deal with this. And we have the thing called the experience file, and that was my little thing, that didn't come from anyone. That was an aha that I had from meditation, from journaling, and everything. Is like, our experiences need to serve a purpose, but we don't need to be the poster children either for, like for me, abandonment. I don't need to be the poster child for abandonment. No, but I do need to take out of that experience file, what was that about? It was about being scared, about being frightened, about being lost, about being abandoned, right? About nobody caring, about, is anybody going to come back and be in my life? I mean, is this what it's all about? And I'm not going to tell the abandonment story again. Maybe I will for full bloom, because it certainly has, it has application. But we have to learn the philosophy. We have to learn about the tools to permanently eliminate all this stuff, because this is preventing us from the next level of life. And that's why I say this experience file is absolutely everything. We glean from the experience what happened and what did it teach us. That goes in the file. That's the only thing we keep. And the rest of it, which usually is the negative loop and the memory system and all of that, we just abandon. That we abandon. That we say that's enough of. That we say, I'm ready to go to the next thing because this is not served and it's just not going to. So let's go. Let's get rid of this, right? Then we go from this elimination thing to phase 2. And phase 2 means there's transformation involved, right? So we design for ourselves a framework that works. And this is where customization comes into play, because one of the things that I really buck up against, and one of the things that I know you do too, is one size does not fit all. And it's this whole idea that, everybody needs to be in a pair of size 6 jeans or whatever, or smaller, that's what it is. And you know what it is? It's all about how can you be your healthiest self? How does that show up? For you, it might show up in a pair of size 12s or 16s. And are we going to judge you on the size of your butt? Is that, fully what it's about? Our transformation has to do with everything that we see as pertinent to our lives, as transformation, as creating a trajectory into the vibrancy that we want in our lives. And you get to dictate you get to dictate the terms. Isn't that freeing? Isn't that what you want? I sure do. I sure do. Because wouldn't it be boring if we were all just these clones of one another? We don't need that. We don't need that. That's insane. And then what we do from this is that we start to implement the various and sundry habits, processes, the things that work for us. We call them bookends, that the rituals, the routines that we create become so important, they become rituals, and then we bookend our life with a morning and an evening ritual. Those are basically the habits that create this framework for a beautiful, transformational life, that we can live in that beautiful state instead of being into the suffering place, right? This stuff's juicy. I don't know about you, but I totally dig this. So, the congruency is what we're also always looking for. This is what I call the alignment assignment. When we're doing one thing and saying another, or we're saying one thing and doing another, we can't possibly live in congruency. And there's a fight inside. It's like over here, you've got, you don't have like, hey, let's go do this. You see this, the swoop, just like, whoop, we're going to the sky, to the moon, Alice, right? Instead, it's like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to do. And it's like bump, bump, bump. And all the energy is going toward the push me, pull you stuff. Remember Dr. Doolittle? One wants to go this way and one wants to go this way. But the burger and the French fries but the sprint. And it's like bump, bump, bump. And you don't create a congruent framework, and you don't create and give yourself flow. That's part of the whole high vibe thing that we were talking about, a couple of weeks back, or last week, or I don't know, 2 weeks ago. You see what I'm going with all this? Where your focus goes, where your attention goes, your focus goes, and that's how you create flow. And when everything is working together for good, you're going to reap such incredible rewards. You stop concentrating on what the number is between your toes, and instead, you just start doing the right thing because it's the right thing, because it makes you feel better, because it's producing the energetic and vibrant results that you want in your life. But it's all the things, and that's not to overwhelm. That's not to pile on. That's to say, you got to move, you got to hydrate, you got to sleep, you got to eat, you got to do all of these things so that you can then create the life that you want. It's like saying to an artist, go paint me a painting. And your artist is saying, okay, I'm going to need some paint. I'm going to need an easel, a canvas, some brushes. You can't paint without the stuff. You can't have the vibrant vision of your life that you want unless you have the tools and you start using them. That's what this is about. That's how transformations are made. You know, we, speaking of transformations, I will show you the pictures of our before and after on our bathroom that Mark's been doing. He's done it his entire self, and he wanted a steam shower. I'm like, I don't care about steam shower, but give me a bathtub, right? So I just, and I wanted to say, well, why do we want to spend that money on steam showers and this, that, and the other thing? And then I'm thinking, I've got my bathtub, so shut up. But we have this beautiful double sink. We have this fabulous bathtub that we picked up for a song at Habitat for Humanity. We have a steam shower, a little water closet. It's designed beautifully. I got to pick all the everythings, did it on a shoestring, and it's beautiful. What a transformation. But you know what? It would have been really haphazard if I hadn't had like a design board and figured out like this goes with that. I had all my tile lined up just like a designer does so that it looked pretty. And I could see everything, and everything, it's white and it's marble and it's polished chrome. And I have like this ridiculous, wait do you see the light fixture over the bathtub? Of course. It's a big sparkly globe, almost like a disco light, but with fingers. It's gorgeous. Transformation. And transformation, the kind that we want, the kind that lights up our vision, happens by deliberate action, by creating the framework, by putting the pieces together and working them together. Do you have an across the bathtub tray that holds your water or wine glass? I don't even need one, June, because we have shelving. Man, I was like, nope, shelf all around. It's fantastic. Just wait till you see. Wait till you see. So we implement these various and sundry processes so that we can create the framework, so that we can get all these things in place. So that just like my bathroom, everything goes together, everything flows, and there is where the energy is, and there is where the vibrancy starts to sparkle. You've felt this before. You know what I'm talking about. We've all done this before in some form or another. We can do it again. It's that easy. So the thing that we have to understand, and this is why I keep geeking out and saying the brain, the reticular activating system, all this stuff, this is the process that helps you to build the new neural pathways that you need in order to create the new Oregon trails in your brain. We want that. That helps give you access to what it is that you want, because now that you've created this is what we're going to do. This is our new habit. We're going to do the 4-minute workout as we're, our coffee's brewing or whatever it is. But it helps to spark within us as we create these new neural pathways. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It creates new creativity, new ideas, new ways of doing things. It helps to develop our intuition, all of it, because now we're creating a framework and we're seeing the results of what we're doing. And as we see these results, as we feel them, things start to move. The needles in our lives start to move, literally between our toes when we're getting on the scale every morning. And in other ways, relationships improve. Our energy levels improves. It's getting easier to just say no to the burger and French fries and yes to that green stuff that's sitting there in a tub in your refrigerator instead. All of this happens, and then you know what phase 3 of this whole situation is? You put it on repeat. You reinforce things by doing them over and over and over again. So today I was getting up and I was like, I got to make my hydration station. And I was thinking to myself, yes, you do. Because this is what we do. I mean, right? This is what we do. When we do things over and over again that are working for us, we're going to get different results than when we were doing things over and over again and just failing at what it is that we wanted. We don't get to do that. It's a daily practice. It's a daily practice. If you want to become well-read, you read. If you want to get centered, you meditate. If you want to have a strong body, you work out. If you want to feel good, you're going to eat to feel good, not eat to entertain your taste buds. Although we do that pretty well, I think, here at Saving Dinner. I think we've kind of got that. So we have to reinforce this. And then, we have to connect and build accountability into this. What do you think the Hot Meal Sprint Group is all about? And the women who've taken it a step further, boy, did I go kind of nutso on that, talking about that yesterday. Yeah, that every single woman that I have seen that's had amazing success has had an accountability partner. They have. Your results skyrocket. They go up, up, up. And depending on the quality of those accountability meetings, it can take you to 95% success rate. Yeah, it was Friday that I talked about that. That's when it was. So that's what we have to do. We have to immerse ourselves in this work. If we're making a decision for our lives, then we are making a decision for our lives. That's what we're doing. We're making decisions to move the needle every single way that we can. It's never about one thing. It's about all the things, because if one thing's out of whack, chances are there's a bunch of other little things out of whack. And it's just like a airplane pilot flying from New York to San Francisco. You just have to correct a little bit along the way. Otherwise, you're going to land in Los Angeles. And we have to do that too. And it's not overwhelming unless you say it is. And if you say it is, it's overwhelming, too hard, and what have you, your brain's going to look for all the evidence to support that. It's not. It's just simply making a decision. This is what you want. It's making a decision that it's time for transformation. It's making a decision that it's time to eliminate the stuff that's been standing in your way. And it's also making a decision that, yeah, I'm ready to do that every day. Set up that hydration station every day. I'm ready to put on my exercise stuff and do something that's going to benefit my body. I've told you before that I really believe with all of my heart that moving our body is a thank you to God for giving us one in the first place. He didn't give us a body to sit on the couch and just turn into a big bag of jelly. He didn't. He gave us muscles for a reason. He gave us brains, everything that inside of us that works, and we're expected to work that as well. It makes all the difference in the world. So I want you to, if you have never gotten a body clutter buddy, now's a good time. Reach out in the Hot Melt Sprint group and say, hey, I need, I want that level. I want that level of success. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? Nancy said, my buddy and I are meeting for the first time and having a road trip to Full Bloom together. That is so fabulous. That's the level I'm talking about, Nancy. That's it. And I know a lot of women who are going to be getting together for the first time at Full Bloom. You could be one of them if you just sign up. Look at the scrolly right underneath me, savingdinner.com/bloom. You want to know what phase 4 is? I love that, June. She said, let's trade overwhelming for well-meaning. We have a tendency to it's that knee-jerk reaction of, oh, it's too hard. Oh, it's overwhelming. Oh, I'm on the struggle bus. Oh, this, oh, that. And Henry Ford was very good. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're right to. And that is the honest to God truth. And I know it's not pretty. And I know a lot of people are just like, oh, rolling your eyes, whatever. Okay. But I will tell you that shifting gears and starting to think like this changed my life. I was stuck. And now I'm not stuck. And number 4, you know what the last one is? It's immersion. You know what immersion is? Well, and last night I was saying, we're getting you in there. We're not going to sprinkle baptize you. We're going to throw you in the water like Baptists. All the way down. We are. And this is not to start the whole controversy of, how one should be baptized. I was Episcopalian and they were sprinklers. I never did the big dunking. But you know what? I'll take the water, right? It was water, people. Immersion. Get into it. Get into it. Get your tools. Get your supplements. Get a body clutter buddy. Come to Full Bloom. Be that woman who says, yes, I want more. Yes, I want it all. And yes, I'm done with the garbage. Yeah? If you're done with the garbage, can I see a pinkies up? I don't know about you, but for me, no more. No more. I have a big entryway. It's like Get Smart now. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Nobody gets in these doors. I'm not going to let the negativity in. And if it tries to creep in, if it tries to get in there and just, take over and do its thing, I'm like, no, absolutely not, because I know what that will bring with it. Lots of friends I do not want to see. You got that? Yep. You got that? I don't want stress. I want hope. I don't want hopelessness. I want gratitude. and a heart filled with gratitude. Don't you? Or would you rather have anxiety and overwhelm and disappointment? Did you want to live there? A beautiful state or a suffering state? Those are the choices. Thank you, David Baer, for those. So diametrically opposed to one another. So get on it. Make a decision. Be the gatekeeper of what comes into your mind. Start going through and saying, out, out, out. You stay, and I'll bring you on aboard. Your mind can be a beautiful place where all of your life is living, where you're cherishing memories, cherishing your time, and doing things that are going to create and build the beautiful, vibrant life that you want. Or it can be a place of just absolutely massive suffering. You can choose. Your choice. And I'll tell you what, just like Debbie, I'm going to take beautiful too. Pinky's up for beautiful. So I hope that was helpful. I sure liked I'm loving going through my notes and reading all this yummy stuff again. So if that was helpful, let me know. And if you think it was, and if it was helpful, share it with someone you love. Share it on your Facebook pages or whatever. Share it publicly, because that way everybody on your feed will see it. And I will tell you, remember this, that whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. If you're discouraged, if you're feeling like everything is just too hard, whatever, you're choosing that. Choose to change. Choose to change from suffering to beautiful. That is available for you, for me, and for every single person who's listening right now. Isn't that so great? I love that. I will see you tomorrow for Wise Women's Wednesday. And don't forget, we are starting sprinting on Monday. We're starting on July 5th. Yes, we are. If you want to get on that rodeo, whatever, go to savingdinner.com/sprint. Go get the guide. Get everything there, print it out, and get ready. This is the trip to transformation. Promise. Peace be with you. I appreciate you. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.